Dear viewers, we are back and we have been joined by our first guest for this evening, Abdulilah Annous, Chief Innovation Officer, Chino. Good evening and welcome to Hala Kuwait.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. So I think the whole world is scared of AI taking their jobs, running their departments, and just completely taking over. So you're here today to either scare us more or let us know that no, AI is there to help us. So in the beginning, what makes AI agents different than normal software? Just to start off.
That's a very good question. So you want to look at normal software like a calculator. There's buttons that have to be pressed, and if you press the button, it's going to then do what that button is supposed to do.
Right.
An AI agent, let's not say it thinks for itself. It has goals. And through those goals, it's going to decide what the next correct action should be.
Right.
Having that correct action moves it onto actionable insights and planning. So it's going to be able to take over certain meaningless tasks or repetitive tasks.
Definitely.
Right, without upscaling to a human.
Definitely. And I think it's so important because employees honestly used to work for what? 8 hours on a task sometimes, a long report, research, whatever it is. And now it's a click of a button, as you mentioned.
Correct.
So, but they're still scared. Anyway, so which department do you think AI could take over in the beginning? So you're talking HR, there's finance, also customer service. What can AI take over?
AI will take over things that have rules, things that are repetitive, things that are very clear. I'd say the first one would be customer service. It's going to be able to take over the repetitive conversations that it usually has, answering FAQs, tracking orders. That's going to definitely lessen the time of having people do that manually.
Right.
I'd say next would be finance, AP and AR, account payables and account receivables.
Right.
It's going to go through the invoices, match it with delivery notes, prepare it, and of course send it across as a summary to the manager to approve it before issuing it.
Right.
Same thing with HR. Now with HR it's a little difficult because you do still need human interactions within it.
Definitely.
But HR, it'll be able to support an onboarding. Your onboarding program will have an AI speaking to the person being onboarded, answering questions that that person wants answered, and explaining how the job runs, and even going further into talking about certain aspects of the job as that person conversates with it.
Makes sense. So can we say that finance and customer service soon will not need employees and AI can take over? Because you mentioned there are a set of rules, for example, when it comes to customer service, and AI can do the interaction. So do we still need the employee?
You'll always need humans. Maybe you'll need less, but in the purpose of customer service.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you don't want mistakes to happen. You can't have the AI completely take over all the conversations, and it needs to be able to have a stopping point where it escalates.
Right.
So if I have a VIP customer calling, that's going to get escalated automatically to a human.
Nice.
I want to take care of that customer a little more, they're my VIP. If the AI encounters questions that were not in its database, that it doesn't know how to answer, or it encounters a problem that's a first-time problem that it doesn't know the solution for, it's going to shoot it off to a human.
Right.
At the same time, what would happen is, on a weekly basis, you're going to review those escalations and start tweaking the AI to take care of those escalations for you.
Definitely. So AI is able to grow with the escalations too, which is great. So I think in this situation we're speaking for AI to be like an employee really. But can AI be the boss of people? Is that possible? One day will I walk into my office and not find my manager and just find AI instead?
That might be difficult, to be honest. I mean, it could be a supervisor, but not a complete boss. You still need a human to put the targets, estimate what those targets look like. You need a boss to at least uplift you, tell you how you're doing, things like that. But the AI can act as a support system, a supervisor of tasks. So it'll remind you of things you may have forgotten. It'll schedule you for meetings that you're required to attend.
Perfect.
It'll review your work and tell you where it can be improved. It'll tell you how far off you are from your KPIs, what you could do about that. It'll tell you if you're overcrowded in your week, you've set too many meetings, or you're required to do projects that you shouldn't add any more projects to. So it can support as a supervisor, yeah.
Amazing. So it can do that, but it cannot, you know, completely take over.
Maybe not now.
Maybe not now.
It's very hard for me to tell you, will it happen today or tomorrow? Technology is growing at an extremely fast rate.
Right.
If Microsoft, Google come out with something that's unbelievable, I mean, most people don't know that this is out yet. It's something called Opal by Google, where it can go and create agents from a prompt.
Wow.
This is new. This is a month old. What they come out with in the next 6 months could even overshadow this.
Right, you never know.
Correct.
I feel like the possibilities are really endless when it comes to technology, and especially AI in the day we're in right now. So I know decisions are really important with any business, any workplace, but how would decisions feel different if made by AI rather than a human?
That's my favorite question. We end up dealing with this with a lot of clients we deal with, and why should we implement an AI agent? Now, the point is cost is efficiency. The faster you can do something and more concise is definitely a big win to any company. So it's definitely faster. It's going to be what they call consistent.
Right.
Right? And it's going to be data driven. But here's where it falls off. Only humans have gut feelings.
That's true.
That's where it won't give you. But yes, it's going to be faster, more concise, and it's data driven at the end of the day.
Definitely, and I feel like a good mix of both, you know, if you combine the intelligence of AI and everything AI can do with the gut of the human.
Correct.
Right, and how they feel towards that decision, maybe we could come up with something great and utilize it towards,
100%.
you know, having things run better. So what safety checks should we have if AI actually runs a team? That's interesting.
That's a very good question. Yes, you'd need guardrails.
Right.
So you need at least 3 types of guardrails. So one would be what it should and shouldn't do. The second would be what it should be escalating to humans, and humans reviewing what those things look like and tweaking it. And the third thing would be the auditing of the logs. Right. So in the example of Air Canada was one of the first to implement a complete AI agent to take over their customer service.
Nice.
And that failed. They went into lawsuits.
Wow.
The AI agent did some things that were wrong that it shouldn't have done. Not having those type of guardrails could open you up to a lot getting sued.
Definitely, which you're going to need a big team of really good lawyers for.
Correct.
Definitely. So I feel like if people are going to implement this, it needs to be done in a very safe way and a very smart way too. So can AI actually motivate people or even build culture? Like I know at my workplace, one of the most important things for me is the culture there and our work culture, and that it's a very comfortable place. So can AI do that one day?
It can do it. It can do it right now, but it can do it in small increments of things. I mean, it knows the data. It knows what you're up to. It knows what you're doing. So it could say things like, congratulations, SLA for customer service has gone up by 18%.
Right.
Good job. Keep going. It could look at your KPIs for the year, and you know it's 6 months of the year. You have another 6 months. It goes, congratulations, good job. You've finished 70% of your KPIs for the year. So
yes.
It's not motivational in a sense. It's more of nudging.
Definitely, definitely. So in any workplace, conflicts can happen. And let's say AI is running the place or managing or doing whatever position they are currently at that office. How can they actually handle conflict between employees?
Oh, I'll give you a simple example here, right? So let's assume you're using Copilot, and it's a specific Copilot where you've done on Copilot Studio.
Right.
And here it's been done for HR, and it praises emails. It sees the tone of those emails between those employees. And it could, if it sees that the tone in the conversation is inappropriate, it could schedule a 15-minute meeting with HR to discuss the problem and to discuss it with the 2 individuals or parties involved in that discussion that needs HR to get involved. But the human factor here is what's going to decide what happens. It's going to be the investigator. It's going to understand why this happened. Why was that tone happening in that conversation?
Right. Okay, that's interesting. So AI can actually help with that.
Yes.
In a way. And what skills do workers need if their manager is actually AI? Because I personally know I started using AI a year ago, and I got really into it a few months ago. So I don't know how I would work with an AI manager.
I wouldn't say you would need to learn how to work with an AI manager, but generally, you would need to be able to speak to it in a very clear manner, instructing it properly. So instructing it clearly is extremely important.
Right.
Making sure that the data that it's provided is clean, hygienically clean, right? No duplicates, nothing repetitive. The data actually makes sense to be read. And to be honest, the last one would be the most important one, is do you have the know-how? Because if you're asking it to do something you can't do, there's a high probability it won't be able to do it either.
Definitely.
So, yeah, so explaining those step-by-step things that you wanted to do, you should be the person that already has the capabilities of doing them.
I think that's really interesting. Well, hopefully I'll be working for the day that AI is my manager. Of course, we have a lot to talk about, but dear viewers, we're going to be going to a quick report on business and projects, and we'll be right back. Dear viewers, we are back from this report, and of course we're continuing our interview this evening with our guest Abdulilah Annous, Chief Innovation Officer, Chino. So before the break we spoke about different things like AI managing, but let's say if AI really does run a department, is it really gonna cut costs, or is it gonna add like a new set of costs, like different ones?
Both actually. So you're gonna spend money training, getting it to understand the requirements and what it needs to do. But as soon as that's done, you're going to have things moving faster. The tasks are going to move faster. It's going to give other people a chance to do something else while it works 24 hours for the company.
Right.
So if previously you had to hire, let's say 50 people to manage a 24-hour customer service, you might actually end up having to hire 10 people, or you might actually have 2 shifts and push the AI to handle the last shift of the day where you feel you have the least amount of calls. So what you're looking at here is the savings is your ROI with the same amount of staff you have.
Right.
If you look at it from the perspective of a supermarket, if a supermarket implements an AI camera with an AI agent that tells people when they have low stock on their shelves, that's definitely going to support it moving into creating POs for those low stocks, having a manager approve it, and having those stocks refilled with the exact same amount of staff.
Okay, that's really great. So you're just looking at costs maybe in the beginning, and then if anything, costs are going to be cut a lot because you don't have 50 employees anymore. You have 10, so that's what, like 90%?
Yeah.
That's amazing, honestly. So who's responsible if an AI makes a mistake or a bad call? Because I know if I mess up at work, you know, my manager is responsible 90% of the time. But if it's AI, what happens?
Still the manager, I'd say. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the company. I mean, I go back to Air Canada. If they caused something bad to happen, the AI canceled somebody's ticket, right? It's still the company's responsibility to reimburse that customer.
Yes.
You definitely need the manager to take blame within the company, but I wouldn't say it's the blame game here. I'd say AI will make mistakes depending on how you've trained it. The important part is if you found the mistake, is now to make sure that you exercise correct actions into avoiding mistakes that are similar to this.
Right.
AI can't work all the time assuming that it's magic, right? It still needs oversight. Anything that are anomalies or things that are coming out of its training needs to be cut off and repositioned within the AI.
Right, definitely. I think that makes a lot of sense because, you know, if it's trained right, you'll be avoiding these mistakes, but mistakes are bound to happen regardless. So as long as you fix them right away, you know, things should go smoothly. So how much human oversight is still needed, in your opinion, when it comes to AI taking over certain departments or even managing or doing those tasks?
I'd say 20%. You've got to give the AI 80% of what it's supposed to do, so repetitive tasks, checking emails, moving it across to the right department, checking the project statuses and stuff. But then you need at least 2 or 3 more things from the human side, right? So you've done all of these things. Now you need to escalate it to a human to review the summary. Right? I, as a human, don't have to go through all what you did. I don't have to go through all those tasks, but I do need a summary to review and approve. And once that done, once that is done, I need to move on to checking what are the exclusions here that I would have preferred happening. Did it make any mistakes? If those mistakes were made, how can I avoid it making those same mistakes in the next reporting cycle?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it is an 80-20 right here.
Okay, so we still need the humans.
Yeah.
You know, highlight that, underline that a few times.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully, because that's all I heard about when AI came out. I didn't even take the chance to even try it out or, you know, learn how to use it. I was just hearing that it's going to take our jobs. So I feel like that's the idea a lot of people have about it, and the reason that they are not approaching it, not using it or learning, because I think now you kind of need it. You need to work with it, not against it, when it comes to AI. So if we're sitting here refusing to use it, I think that's when it will replace us.
That is the exact correct answer.
Yeah.
The only way AI is going to replace you if you're not adapting to what AI is and how it can benefit you.
Right.
If I spend my time learning about AIs that fit me, fit my job, my personal hobbies, whatever it is that I like, and I start utilizing AI, one of the most important things I'm going to learn is that AI's limitation. It isn't magic. It looks like magic when you first start using it. But the more you use it, the more in depth you go, you're going to find, no, there are limitations. And that's the first time you're going to understand where you add value on top of it. There are universities right now that are involving AI practices within their schooling system for one reason. In the next stages of how AI will be used with professionals, I need to have the know-how. I need to be able to check that the output from the AI is correct.
Right.
If I'm not a doctor, I'm not a surgeon, and I start speaking to the AI about things that involve a surgery, I don't have the know-how to make sure that the AI's output is correct.
That's right.
I'll have a high assumption that, yes, it is correct. Maybe it isn't. But if it speaks to something within my domain, I'll automatically be able to understand, no, this isn't right, and I'll be able to tackle it with telling it what is right.
Right. Honestly, that makes a lot of sense, and I feel like it's really important that universities are implementing that now in their systems, because we do need to know that, or have the know-how, honestly, when using AI. So one of the hardest things in any business is the hiring process and later the firing process. Do you think that AI should have a say in that, or is it not a good idea?
Actually, we've done something like this already, and I tell you, it's not that it has to have a say in it. There are scores, right? If there's a ministry that gets around 14,000 applicants a year.
Right.
Now, I'm sure there's no person sitting and running over 14,000 applicants. Even if they are, that's a tough job. Now, let's say what the AI's purpose here is. It's going to shortlist from those 14,000, let's say 50 that fit the bill, fit the requirement, and it's going to give them a scoring system. So from that 50, these are the top 10, next 10, next 10, next 10, next 10.
Right.
Now you've supported me going through 14,000 applicants, shortlisting them for me, and maybe even telling me, by the way, this person stands out a little more because they do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outside the job description, but it is important for that job description for them to have such and such. It may even recommend to improve the job description specifically for that candidate.
Oh, wow.
But then it's going to go to the human. Because even if your CV looks great, there are more things in a workplace than just what your CV says. Are you confident? Are you able to be part of the social economics of this company? Yes. Are you going to fit in the culture? Do you speak properly? These are not things the AI can see in an interview.
Definitely. Those things AI definitely cannot see. As you said, maybe they're really good at looking at the CVs and different things, the scoring systems and all of that, but not the actual human and the way they interact in a workplace. So do you think that this might be able to change promotions or even career paths?
I'd say as long as you're already a data-driven company, and you've implemented many pipelines that involve how people work and where that data goes, the AI will be a big support to managers and of course executives, directors and what have you on how the performance actually is. There's a good example I've seen in China where a worker has 8 hours a day of work, but the AI understands that you can only work progressively for 4 hours.
True.
But that doesn't mean you get 4 hours break. You still get an hour's break. Right? So in that hour's break, it starts counting down the time that you spent on a break. and then it knows the work it knows exactly what work you're doing and what projects you're involved in. So if you're capable of finishing your job in 3 hours, and there are 6 hours left, 5 hours left till the end of your job, but there are no other tasks available that require your attention.
Yes.
That's it. From the AI's point of view, you've done your tasks very efficiently. There are no other tasks to be done, but what it will do is going to send alert or a message to your manager telling, by the way, they finished their task early. Would you like to give them additional tasks?
Amazing.
No, I don't. Great, that means this time is now yours. Yes, I do. You have new tasks, and we are utilizing you in a better way.
Perfect. So I feel like with AI, we're always going back to time efficiency and just utilizing our energy, our time, to be honest. And I feel like if we use it right and all the free time we have now, thanks to AI, we could come up with even greater things, 100%. Hopefully. So in which industries will we see AI bosses first or managers first?
It's definitely going to be in customer service first, right? I mean, any customer service company or industry, it has rule books, it has FAQs, it has things that are within policies, procedures, standard operating procedures, guardrails within the company. When an AI is fed all this type of data, it can take over a lot of the jobs required to just do those repetitive tasks, right? It's definitely one of the places you're going to see AI emerging. I mean, Microsoft and another company has so far done a lot within AI agents to take over customer service tasks, as it is one of the simplest ones.
Definitely. Well, finally, in 10 years, do you think that AI can run a whole company?
There is this theory that's been spoken about for the past couple of years. I've been involved in a conversation like this in Kuwait. Put in mind, one of the funnest things about working in Kuwait, you see many people here, entrepreneurs as such, that already have advanced ideas they want to implement in technology. And the idea is kind of, in a sense, it's a one-person billion-dollar business, which means it's one person running the entire company.
Right.
But is an AI ever going to be a CEO of a company? Not even in 10 years.
Wow.
Human integrity, gut feeling, understanding what the market is. I mean, we live in one of the trendiest countries in the world. We set trends.
That's right.
Those trends don't come from a computer. It comes from us being trendy people. If AI ever gets to the point where it has a gut feeling and knows what the trend is, I'd be worried.
Yeah, that's when we should actually worry.
Correct.
Definitely. So I feel like you helped us understand today that AI is there to help us. If we use it right, it's never going to replace us. But if one day, maybe in 10 years, it gets our gut feelings and emotions, that's when we should actually be worried. So save it till then.
Yes.
Hopefully. Well, thank you so much for being with us this evening and for all the information you have given us on AI. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Dear viewers, we had with us Abdulilah Annous, Chief Innovation Officer, Chino. And up next, we have a report on 6 habits of successful people. Stay tuned.